Hey guys, how's it going? This is Don. Just thought I'd try something a little different this time and actually kind of go out in detail how I tackled the Legendary Hector battle. This one was a little bit of a doozy. Lots of trial and error was involved, but I finally found a solution with the good old trusty horsey team that I have been working with, and you guys have probably seen time and time again throughout the posts. So kind of taking a quick look through the map. Really, there are only two really scary units to me. You have this bowman here, who with Osseous Pulse will literally have a moonbow ready every single fight when he initiates on me. Plus, he's pretty fast with a darting blow also, so he's going to double a lot of people. So I want to get rid of him as soon as I can. Biggest threat for me, and honestly, I feel in general, is this Lance Flyer here, for me especially, because he has this Rider's Bane, and it has the neutralized horsey buffs refined, so I need to take him on as quick as I can. Only issue is that he has this massive resistance, so I need to try and take him down with as much brute force as possible. Main reason why I kind of think that he's also the most important threat for dealing with teams in general, that he has guidance. Basically, if you let this guy fly free, Legendary Hector and this bowman guy will just completely waltz around the map, absolutely cornering you in a few moves. So I think this guy honestly is the most dangerous guy on this entire map. Now, just kind of looking at the rest of them, we have this green tome here, Fury, QR, and Speed Ploy 3. I don't really know why he has a defense refine of all things, but considering I'm not going to be attacking him in player phase with any ranged people in this solution, he's not that scary to me. This guy seems pretty threatening with the Slaying Edge, the Luna, the Swift Sparrow, even Speed Wave, all of those nice skills on one unit. But again, kind of similarly to the Green Cavalier, I'm not planning to have him hit me, and I will kill him in return, so he's not that scary to me. This guy up here, the Sword Cavalier, with the Wodow, the Glimmer, Fierce Stance, and Odd Attack Wave. If you hit him in the wrong spot, he will absolutely annihilate you. But if he comes to attack you, like I will have him do in this video, then he's really not that big of an issue. Surprisingly, Legendary Hector was not really that tough for me to deal with, mostly because, once you get rid of this guy, his, as an armor unit, his options of movement are pretty slim, so it gives you a lot of time. And also, his garbage res ends up being his complete downfall because, spoiler alert, Erika will tear him a new one. But just to kind of go back into the team, if you're kind of new to the post, basically, Big Commander Burkut here, his set, if you ever look at one of my previous posts, has not changed at all. He's still got that bonfire, still got that meaty brazen attack defense. This speed smoke doesn't end up mattering. In my experimentation, I thought it would, considering that he was getting attacked a lot and all the enemies were clumped up majorly, but it really didn't end up mattering at all. Then I have a Horse Erika. All I have to say is Glepnir is overpowered, and one of the important things on this solution particularly is the distant defense 2. I believe if I did the math correctly, if you don't have a Ward Cavalry buff on your team, a distant defense 3 seal should do you just fine, but if you don't have a distance defense 3 seal, then you do need a Ward Cavalry buff on your team. So my answer to that big Lance Flyer is Owen. She has the Ward Cavalry to help Erika survive a pretty key moment. This Lance Breaker doesn't actually end up mattering, which is kind of sad. But what surprisingly did end up mattering was the Triangle Adept here. Now, what nice thing about this solution is that Owen is not going to be in range or is not going to be fighting any red units. So having this on here to help her obliterate blue units will be one of the key factors here. And while I usually use the Raven Tome on her to get rid of that blue flyer, I need to brute force him out of the fight super quickly. So, and this attack defense doesn't really end up mattering. It's just usually what I use on the Raven Tome set to help her soften the blow between daggers and bows and all that nice things. And finally on the team we have Mr. Friendship himself. He's mostly here to supply both Goad Cavalry and Drive Attack for a whopping +6 attack, +4 spread to all his friends. The effect of Steady Blow honestly does not really end up mattering here, not the speed part nor the defense part. You know, reposition is reposition, and of course the combo of Gale Force and his Blazing Durandal, you know, just unlimited Gale Force shenanigans in general. So, why don't we kind of get into it?
For my father!
So one of the nice things about this legendary hero battle is that the enemies do not move on their first turn, basically meaning that you can take as much time as you like to set up and do whatever you need to do. Now there are a couple of key things I'm going to note here. I'm going to specifically move Roy into this spot. I'm going to move a cut in here, and then I'm just going to end the turn. So one of the main reasons I do this is because I need Owen to go in here and kill this guy. Now, if I did not have this +6 attack buff, you know, this guy would unfortunately, you know, drops from 33 to 27. 27 times 2 is 54, and I fall just short of killing him. So Roy needs to be in this spot so that Owen can run up and tap this guy. Honestly, that's probably the second guy, so it's nice to be able to one-shot him in the first turn. Of course,
I'll do it.
Bonus damage from the Fortified Cavalry buff. Now, the other reason why I want Roy in this spot specifically is that after you kill this red Cavalier and the blue flyer, a blue infantry would normally spawn where Roy is standing right now, but when you block off that spot, he is forced to spawn one space lower, which is important because once I reposition Owen, it allows me to very easily swoop down and knock him out with all the horsey buffs and nonsense like that. Now, one of the key things to understand here is how the AI will act, and it actually helps me score a very important kill. So, how the AI works in this game on player phase, or quote-unquote their player phase, is that units who do not suffer counterattack damage will attack first before units who will be counterattacked. And this is useful because this means that this bowman will move down and double tap Burkut because he's got 1,000,000 speed and Burkut has like 0 speed. The damage he does is not that significant, but what is important here is that he gets hit twice, lowering Bonfire's cooldown to 1, which means that once the bowman hits him twice, then the sword cavalier will come down, whack him once, do no damage, and Burkut's super powered bonfire will be ready to go, and will just completely annihilate this guy, this unfortunate soul here, between the boost from Brazen Attack Defense, Bonfire, his own natural super attack and defense,
the fight is on!
Roy's horsey buffs here. So we're just going to end the turn and show you what I'm talking about. So he gets hit twice, and then this guy comes in, kind of tickles Burkut.
Know your damn place!
So this guy has spawned now, so If he had
Got
spawned
it.
where Roy is right now, it makes getting everyone to safety much more awkward. But since he spawned down here, and honestly, his
I understand.
the thing is that against this guy, considering that he has darting stance, I mean, even with the darting stance, it wouldn't have mattered
Undoubtedly.
because blade tomes are stupidly overpowered, and Olin's just gonna one tap this guy. Now this turn, the rest of this turn is just focused on getting everyone else to safety. So that means that I have to get
Orders,
Roy,
please.
I have to get everyone out of the danger zone. So
What
that
should
means
I
have
do?
to get Erika down here.
The fight is
Roy
on.
has to scoot himself this way, and Burka will reposition him so that he's out of range for the bowman there. Now, this turn is probably the most interesting one. So for the first part,
Got it.
Roy is going to go ahead and whack this guy.
Now what?
Between the horse buffs, even though this guy has the close defense, it
Got
does
it.
not matter. And Roy is going to double tap him. So this does a number of things. Well, it just gets rid of the red mage in general, so
By your
that
side.
Olin doesn't have to be scared of him. Another thing too is that the only enemy who is, the only enemy who is in range to attack Roy at this point is this green cavalier, and it's very important that Roy intentionally gets hit by this guy, because the amount of damage he will do is safe enough where Roy is not in any danger of dying, but will also knock Roy into desperation range, which I need him to be in desperation range for a kill later on. Now, the funniest part of this entire run is that I'm intentionally going to put
Am I ready?
Erika in range of the bow fighter here. I'm going to move
Undoubtedly.
Olin down so that she doesn't get targeted. And, it seems kind of weird that even with her garbage defense, which is kind of funny because this is also a minus defense plus res Erika, so it seems like putting her in this spot is basically suicide, but that's where the Ward Cavalry and the Distant Defense Seal will come to save your life. Even though this guy has +6 speed, it's going to fall off on the next turn, so he will not double. And after a whole bunch of math, I figured out that Erika would survive.
I'll do it.
So I'm just gonna move per cut down here. As well. So this turn is pretty straightforward. I'm
The
just gonna
fight is
send
on.
Roy to deal with this guy over here.
Yeah.
Gale Force shenanigans will allow me to take him out.
Now what? Yeah.
And now this guy, even though he has his very high res,
What
this is
should
where
I
the
do?
effect of Glepner, having Moonbow ready, Swift Sparrow, all sorts, and horse buffs, and all other shenanigans, including Roy's buffs.
Orders, please.
Does not matter about how high his res is, Erika's going to take him down. So,
What range?
and thankfully, after being weakened by Erika with a counterattack, this guy with his low res is now
I understand.
able to be taken out by Olin with one shot. And then I will just
All
move
right.
cut up here to maintain horse buffs on the Hone Cow buff on Erika. Now the main thing to note about here is that there are reinforcements spawning on this next turn. You have a blue armor that will spawn here, a green horse that's going to spawn here, a green dragon, and a brave sword red up here, infantry red. But based on my unit's positions, everything really turns out
I'll do
very
it.
nicely and very easy to deal with. So this guy looks scary with his warding stance seemingly giving him just enough power to survive, but since he doesn't have Wary Fighter, abysmal speed and all that, it's going to be very easy to take him out. This green dragon really honestly won't even reach me in time. This guy up here also not going to reach me in time to do anything relevant. And then this guy just kind of gets
Am I ready?
blown up by Eureka here.
Yeah! Just like Leon!
Now, another kind of interesting move in this is I'm intentionally going to put Roy in range of Hector. Now, the funny thing is about this Hector is that he looks very scary, but that's only if you're attacking him. If he's attacking you, if you have color advantage and lots of buffs, honestly, he does not do that much damage with his pretty balls to the walls, balls in the ground speed. He's not doubling anyone relevant anytime soon. The other thing too is I have to move him. I have to move Roy here to A, bait in Hector to lower his health, and also to give the horse attack buffs to
Undoubtedly.
Owen, so that Owen can just go ahead and destroy.
I
this
walk my
nice
own
guy.
path.
And honestly, I just
All right.
cut doesn't really matter. So clearly, the Lord of the Marquis of Ostia not really doing that much, which is kind of funny considering, you know, Roy to Hector. Ha 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 ha. So now that Roy has weakened him,
What should I
Eureka is
do?
able to basically take advantage of his garbage res and just one-shot him from his health. I can move Burkut up here to deal with this brave sword fighter. There's no way he's going to take any meaningful damage from him.
By your side.
End up weakening this green dragon for Roy later with Owen.
I walk my own path.
And then earlier, because
Now
he
what?
got knocked down in the desperation range, thankfully with the horse buffs, even with the attack smoke that comes out, it does not really matter. It does not matter with the attack smoke, the water breath, and all those nice things. It does not matter.
The fight is
because
on!
Roy is just going to waltz up here and destroy him. And considering how strong Burkut is, this guy is not going to do any damage, and that's
Now what?
pretty much how I did this entire battle. So, let me know what you guys think of this format. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you I just kind of thought I'd try something different for once.
I'll do it.
Kind of detail out
Die,
how
worm.
my thought process goes. And yeah, that's kind of basically the whole point of this video. You can see my orb count. I did get enough orbs from this legendary hero battle to do a summoning session. Unfortunately, Tana still has not come home yet, which makes me kind of sad. And again, Gunner, if you're listening at this point, I really do hope that you do pull Noor sooner or later. May Naga's blessing be with you. Anybody else out there who's pulling on this legendary banner, any of the summer banners, if you are going for that, I hope you get what you want too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Until tomorrow, peace.